I know you guys know me for doing a lot of iMovie tutorials and all of that stuff, but I am a cell phone enthusiast, a tech enthusiast, and I don't know how it happened, but I actually got an email one day from someone with the uh, Team Pixel, and they were like, "Hey, can we, maybe send you a welcome gift?" And I was just kind of like, because at first I was like, this feels like it could be a spammy type of message, and I was like, is this for reals? So I even had to message a friend, and I was like, "Hey, Stephanie, help me out. Is this real? Is this legit?" And thank thank you to her out there, but she was like, "Yeah, totally legit." So that made me feel a little bit better. So I was really excited when they reached out and they were like, "Hey, we want to send you a welcome gift." And I was like, "That sounds so cool." And then I started seeing all these people tweeting and saying, that they had gotten stuff or tracking numbers and all this information. And I hadn't really seen anything. And so I was like, maybe I'm not really getting this welcome gift or whatever it is. So, and that's totally fine because that happens a lot where people will reach out to you and then they'll be like, they just you never hear from them again. So I was really surprised today when I got a package, and when I opened it up, I was like, "Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it." So I'm going to try and share my screen here. I'm trying to be high tech, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, here we go. This is the Pixel 4a, and I'm super excited to unbox this, and I wanted to do this live so you can see right here everything is still intact. No cheating on this one. It's actually a true unboxing and first opinion. And for just in case the battery isn't gonna fire it up, I do have a charger cable over here so that we can at least get it going. So if anyone is out there, will you tell me if you are hearing any kind of echo though? Because I'm hearing it and I'm not sure where it's coming from. And I'm trying to minimize that because I know that would be annoying. Because everywhere that I have it as a preview, it is muted. So I don't know. We're just going to keep going. So here we go. And I got my handy dandy scissors here. I do need to say this was a gift from Google, from Team Pixel. Putting that out there. It is in the description as well. This was a gift from Google. All right. So we've done all the legalese there. Actually, maybe I don't need scissors. Maybe we can just do this with the little sticker here. So we're going to pull this one off and try and keep it in frame here. And we're going to do this side. Let's go ahead and open this. There we go. Okay, so it looks like it is in the black color. So we are going to show you what you get in the box. All right. So when you remove this, you get a little packet here. It's got your stuff about your batteries, your SIM swapper key. These do come in handy. Try not to lose these because otherwise, if you're a girl, sometimes you end up taking out your earring and using the back of it to pop out your SIM. Happened to me when we were in Thailand. So hold on to those. They are handy. All right. Let's see here. And here is a quick start guide. It's just kind of showing you the lay of the land for what the phone looks like. All right. Inside the box, you also are going to get a USB adapter. Ooh, if I can get this thing out. Okay, we'll start with this. So it is a USB-C cable like this. It's probably a good 3 feet because they never seem to be super long unless you buy the extras. Let's undo this. So there we go. There's that. There is the wall brick. Ooh, they're serious about this guy. Oh, there we go. All right, so just a standard here with the USB-C on one side. Does have a sticker on there as well. We'll peel that guy off. Is it just me or is it just like uber satisfying when you get to like peel off all of the stuff? Maybe that's just me though. All right. And then last but not least, here is our little USB-C adapter. So these do come in handy as well. So hold on to those. I'm gonna put this stuff over here. So very standard there with what you get. Now, let's get into the phone here. So from the feel, it's got a kind of a back that I'm trying to make sure you can see it here. That it's kind of slippery, kind of soft. But I do like about it that unlike the glass, like on some of the other, you don't see the fingerprints as much. So even though I'm touching it, you're not seeing a lot. You get the back here for your fingerprint sensor, and then you've got your camera. This one does remind me of the iPhone one. Where's my phone? So very similar to a notch cutout like the iPhone does, except this one you see the 3 raised rings for the iPhone. This one you see the kind of 2 dot here. So we're going to flip this guy over. Man, this is so hard to get in the frame. All right, so we're going to peel this guy back. So satisfying. There you can see that I've set up my phone so I can join my own live stream so you can see this. And what's also unique about this is there's no notch or cutout for the camera. It's actually embedded under, like under the glass in the LCD. So very much unlike any of the other phones where you see the outline or notch for the phone and the camera. You don't have that here. So I love that because it gives like a really like uniform look on the phone. So that's really, really nice. It does have kind of like a curved lip edge here. So this is kind of nice. And then on the side, your power button is more the kind of like ice blue color, and then your rockers are the black as well. So, and then there's the side where you can take out your SIM card. So let's go ahead and fire this puppy up and see what happens. Try and keep it in the screen here. There we go. So it does have the Google logo. Fun animations there. It says powered by Android. See, I don't mind this actually, where the camera up here is like that dot up in the corner. That doesn't bother me so much because I like having all of this real estate across the top for everything that's in frame for the phone and the screen. So actually, I think that's a win. There we go. So just in case the battery, no, it looks to be okay. I was going to plug it in. So the first thing it says is hi there, and it says you can set up your, your English or vision settings. So I'm going to go ahead and select English, which it already is. All right, so we are going to hit start. So we're going to do a little bit of a setup here with you. I'm going to connect to my Wi-Fi. Let's take a look here. Uh-oh, did I put in the wrong password? Let's take a look here. There we go, checking for updates. So it is funny because like even as soon as you get a phone, it has to check for updates because it could be that when the phone got shipped out to you, from months and months ago, that there were more firmware updates past then. So also let this be a lesson to anybody out there watching that you actually never know who's watching your content because like I said, I would have never guessed that someone from Team Pixel would reach out to me and say, "Hey, can we send you a phone to look at?" And kind of, they don't actually ask you to make any specific content, but of course, as soon as we all get it, like we're really excited to make videos about it. So, but you just never know who's watching your videos because I didn't reach out to anybody and they reached out to me, and it's just kind of one of those like, you guys noticed me? Like, what? Like, that's amazing. So thank you. All right. So it says copy apps and data. You can choose to transfer your apps, photos, contacts, Google account, and more. So I'm going to hit next on this. I'm going to say, wait, I don't want to copy from another phone. Let's try something else. Let's go back. I'm going to say can't use old phone. Restore data without an old phone. I'm just going to hit continue. All right, so the next thing it's going to ask is for you to log in with your Google account. So let me put that in. I never promised that it was going to be super exciting unboxing, but this is the true what's in the box and first impressions. Okay, let's see. Do I want to? I'm going to skip this for now so I can come back to it later. And we're going to say, I agree to the terms and conditions, because don't we all, just to use anything, right? And it says it is activating. Now, currently I don't have a SIM card to put in here. So I'm wondering if I can, I was thinking about, Travis, if you're out there or watching this later, I know you have the Ting service, or at least you were doing sponsored videos with Ting. And I was wondering about actually adding that, because if I'm not using it a ton, it might be a nice way to have a second phone number and use that. So I'm going to activate the service later. And yes, there's no backups. So we're going to back up to Google Drive. Yes, yes, that sounds good. And install apps and updates. That sound good. All right, we are going to hit continue, and we are going to accept on all of that. Okay, do I want a screen lock? I'm going to skip this for right now. And we're going to leave and get a reminder for the rest of the stuff. So reviewing additional apps, I'm just going to hit OK and continue. Now, who would want to watch this is going to be all of the people who bought this and this is their first smartphone and they need to figure out what it's like trying to set up a phone. Maybe this would be helpful for them. So we're going to hit next and next and next. Next. All set. You are ready to start using your phone. Swipe up to get started. All right, so it says, welcome to your new Pixel. And it says, tap for tips, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, it is really hot right now. What is amazing right now is this is so rare. I don't understand, but there is a food truck in our neighborhood tonight. And I'm so excited because we haven't been out like at a restaurant in forever. And the fact that this food truck is coming to the neighborhood just sounds like so much fun. And I kind of want to like do it. So, all right. Oop, it fell asleep on me. So here we go. So across the bottom, this is the way it's going to come pre-installed. It's going to have the phone, the messages, the Google Play Store, your Chrome browser, and your camera. So one of the things in here that we're going to take a peek at, and yes, you can look at the location, and we'll go very Inception here. Let's see if we can turn this around. Hello. All right. There you go, people. I don't mean to blind you there. It says motion is enabled. Okay, so I want to also compare. I want to do some out in the field comparisons, photo and video tests. So I'll take a couple photos and then I will take a couple photos with my iPhone and then I'll be able to compare them online. And I think it would be fun to do one of those kind of like vote online, like which phone took this picture type of thing. So maybe we'll kind of, let's see here. Do you have to hit the button? We'll just do this. Okay, so we'll take a photo. It's not bad. It's not bad. So I'll have to take a look more at the settings. So who is this phone really good for? By the way, I like the way that it feels in the hand, and it's actually really nice and lightweight. So I do like that a lot. And the size of it feels good. And you know, I was actually talking with someone earlier today, and I watched one other person's video about, you know, about this particular phone and who it's really right for. And I think I could probably turn off this now, huh? I think that people are becoming really less enamored with flagship phones, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong with that. I feel like people, they're not looking to spend $1,500 every 12 months or 24 months on an expensive phone, especially if you're going to give one to, you know, like a kid and they're going to break it. Or, you know, we actually have an instance right now where Like my mom, until earlier this year, she was still using like a flip phone, clamshell, pay as you go in minutes type of phone, not even a smartphone. So I think even when she upgraded to finally having a phone that has a data plan, she got like an iPhone 5C that was like left over from my brother. And, and it seems to be fine. But I think that a lot of people now they're shying away from the flagships because they don't need those types of features, the amount of features, and they're too expensive. And you can insert meme like the price is too high, but people are not looking to spend that when a lot of the time, almost everything that's in the phone itself is going to be like suitable for just about everyone. Um, Except for the high end power using only doing a ton of videography and iPhone photography or like making all kinds of vlogs and shooting YouTube videos and editing in LumaFusion or all of that kind of stuff that's very intensive. I don't feel like a lot of people need all of that. And maybe it's just in my circle of friends or people sphere of influence that I know a lot of people not only are kind of bored with the flagship phones being so expensive and not having as many features as you think they should for the high end price, but like it's just not practical a lot of time for people to buy it. And so then a lot of them start selling their phones, 3 months after having them. And like something like this phone would be perfect for like my mom, my mother-in-law, because it works for everything they need it to do. And, if they want to make phone calls inside of Duo, which is been like used a lot by us recently because of everyone being at home, it just seems to make sense. And they're like, oh, I get it because I have a Gmail address. And so I don't have to worry about all this other stuff and creating other accounts. And so I think the ease and simplicity of an ecosystem such as Google to go with like the Google Photos and then into, all of the cloud stuff and then your Drive and then being able to go into like YouTube and everything just seamlessly integrated. It's good. Now, is the camera going to be the best knock your socks off experience that there is? With 12.2 megapixels, probably not. But in reality, most people might be taking them on their phone, editing them, and Facetune or Visco or whatever it is, and having it be compressed anyway when they finally upload it to Instagram. So I don't feel that that is a blocker for most people in being able to use it. And I don't think it's a problem. Oh, hey, people are here. Jeff, Grant, how's it going? Don't worry. I think the unboxing was probably very unclimactic because I am a horrible unboxer, but I tried. I tried. What can I say? Like Grant, I think your photos are awesome, and I love when you do like the phone comparisons between different phones, being like, "Hey, which phone is this taken on?" And that's kind of like those small nuances, like, "Oh, this one, the Sony has a little bit more blue, or the Google one has better depth perception," or I like that kind of detail, but for a lot of people, they're not going to notice that type of thing unless that stuff is brought into their face. So, like I said, people having this as phones for their teenagers or stuff like that, where they're accident prone or whatever else it is. This is not breaking the bank, and I don't think that smartphones should have to break the bank because I think that for $350, which this phone is, it is reasonable because you look at some of these flagships that are $1,500, that's not reasonable. You can have 5 of these phones or you can have or 4 of these phones or you can have 1 of that phone. For someone who has a family of 4, like, I would much rather recommend something like this that is gonna still accomplish everything that they need. Like, I just don't see the point of always like saying that the flagship is the only phone out there. And I think that that's why there's been this big boom in mid price and then lower priced phones because you can get a lot of the features that are still more than adequate. I mean, smartphones are so capable and powerful now that honestly, you don't need all of the rest of that. So I think that this phone it comes in at a really interesting price because if you think about that price around $349 comes with I think a couple bonuses like maybe some extra cloud storage for 90 days or something like that. How it's placed within the ecosystem, being able to use, the navigation and then like photos and all of that stuff, like I think that this phone could be really, really exciting for a lot of people because there are some countries, they're barely into 3G, 4G, whatever. They're certainly not going to go and get the 5G one when they can't get that service where they are either. So it doesn't make sense for a lot of these people to then wait and spend the extra money for the 5G one when they're not going to be on towers that can ever fully support that anyway. So I think it's an interesting price point, and the phone is attractive to a lot of people at this price point. So like I said, this would be something that I would buy for my mom or for my mother-in-law for a birthday, and it's something that I would give to a teenager for like their first phone. So I think a lot of people are still really, really going to enjoy this phone, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. If you're going to pick one up, if you're going to see it, if you're at all interested. I did put I think they're on pre-order right now. You can pre-order it from the Google store, and there's a link down there. It's not an affiliate link or anything. It's just a link to take you to the site where you can pre-order it. I think a lot of people are really going to like this phone, though. I think that some people who are power users and like totally used to what the flagship phones offer, they may not like it as much because not until they're in and using some sort of app where maybe their phone wasn't struggling before, when they compare this phone, then they might see like a difference. But other than that, I think for the normal user, they're not going to see such a big noticeable difference that it's worth. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how else to say that. So, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this particular phone. I think when you start to look at some of the specifics, this is a Qualcomm 7 Snap. Okay, let me look at it and go look. I don't want to tell you wrong. Okay, so the 4A, it has a 5.81 inch. It has they're calling it a transmissive hole. That just sounds dirty, but that's what they're calling it. I didn't name it that. Okay. Um, let's see here. So this particular one over the 3A, the 3A had 4 gigabytes of RAM and then a 64 gigabyte storage. This one is 6 gigs of RAM and then 128 gigs of storage. Okay, so this one has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 730 with octa-core Titan M processor. Okay, so that's a lot. All right. So like I said, the 12.2 megapixel, it's like the same, honestly. And I think I told you before, your 4A comes with 3 months of Google One. So there you go. Those are some of the specifics that you can get, and you can totally pre-order this for yourself if you're looking to pick one up with the link down below. So thank you so much to the Team Pixel and Google phones for sending this over. Again, I don't know how you found me, but I'm really appreciative that you sent this over. I am really excited to maybe do some photography tests, and maybe I come after you, Grant, with your mobile photography like quizzes on like which picture like of my dog was taken which with whatever camera, because that's what I love to watch on your Instagram. So thanks everyone for hanging out with me and checking out the unboxing first impression. And I hope you all have a great night. I will talk to you guys in a video later. Okay, bye.